Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here in Jew. Are very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Hello and welcome back to Big Mouth, and you're very welcome if this is your first time. So I want to talk about Phillip Schofield because this morning, Phillip Schofield came out as a gay man. I'm shocked. I am genuinely, absolutely shocked. Not in a negative way, I'm just shocked because I knew that Phil was a married man with children. So it just goes to show you really, doesn't it? We've all got ourselves in our heads. Nobody truly knows us. And I think it's everyone's right to have these privacies, to have their thoughts private, to keep themselves to themselves. Now, Phillip Schofield, Phil, has done something really, really brave, because it is brave. Because not just for him, but for his family. I'm sure Phil would have consulted with his wife and children before he publicly came out. Now, I don't know if it became impossible to keep this a secret. I don't know that. Again, none of my business. But people will say, why are you talking about this? Well, I've been watching Phil since I was a little boy in the broom cupboard with Gordon the Gopher. And he provided me with a lot of laughter and a lot of happiness. It was his job, of course, but he did his job well. The friendliness, the warmth of it, the sitting there talking to a sock puppet. It was a beautiful thing. He was always so bubbly and buzzing. And to think that someone that's given me so much joy has had to keep quiet about who he really is breaks my heart. We live in a society of blame culture. Not that being gay is anything to blame anyone about. That's not my point. But our parents and the people who raise us sometimes inbred us with this is right, this is wrong, this is how you should be, and this is how you shouldn't be. I'm going to be absolutely honest with you people right now. I was raised by two wonderful people. My mother I lost last year, but my mother had homophobic views, and I was brought up with these homophobic views. So growing up, I believed what I was told to believe. And it was only when I started watching television, it was only when I saw John Barrowman as Captain Jack Harkness and see him kiss Christopher Eccleston's doctor, and when I was educated by TV, by people like Russell T Davies, I started to learn a better way that nobody is wrong, nobody is right, everyone can be whatever they want to be. But we are in a society where everyone is labelled and everyone seems to think they're superior to everyone else, and everyone seems to think they have the right to tell you who you're going to be. Now, nobody chooses to be straight, gay, bi, or if you're a man, you feel like a woman inside and you want to become a woman, or if you're a woman, you've always felt like a man and you want to become a man, right? These are things that you don't choose to do. And even if you did choose to do them, that would be okay. But the point is, people go through such a terrible struggle hiding these things. I want to explain this to you in layman's terms, to explain to you what Phil may have gone through, and I don't know. Imagine having certain thoughts, views. Imagine if you've got a YouTube channel or you're on your Twitter all the time saying what you think. Imagine you couldn't do that. So Phil, for all these years, has had to pretend that he's a straight man. I'm sure he was a very happily married man, and I'm sure his wife and children who are here are being very supportive, and we must spare a thought for them. More than a thought. You know, they found something. If I'm shocked about this and you're shocked about this, imagine all these years they've believed that their dad is their dad, and her husband was her husband, a straight man. He very much loves her, that's clear. But it changes everything. So they're heartbroken. As supportive as they're being, they're going to be heartbroken because everything she believed was wrong. Now, again, I don't know when Phil found out or discovered he was gay. And again, that's none of my business. But these are difficult things. Many, many people, males and females, sometimes hide their sexuality and live an ordinary straight life. Now, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of messages of support for Phil. And it just shows you how different our society is today. Because if a celebrity entertainer did this 20, 30 years ago, they would be reviled. There's still going to be a lot of people sending messages, being brutal, being horrible, trolls. It's the society that we live in. Now, what skin off my nose is it if someone is attracted to people of the same sex? Nothing. Does it end my life? Does it change it? Who am I to tell people who they should be attracted to? But Phil hid this for a very long time. And the psychological trauma of pretending you're someone you're not, it's very devastating. It's very difficult. And especially in terms of not being able to be a gay man, right? Not being able to be with someone maybe you want to be with. Phil's had to hide this, not just from the public, because of public opinion. That doesn't really matter. He's hid this from his own family because he wanted to protect them from the truth. And now they know the truth, and they're going to need some family consultation for sure. As supportive as they're being, this can't be something, well, I've said it now, it's over. Everyone in that family, I think there's 3 of them with Phil and the children and his wife, and they definitely all have my best wishes, but they're going to need consultation. It's not a case of everything's rosy, it's out in the open. No, this is just the first step. You know, to tell your family, people in your everyday life, that you thought I was this way, but actually this is me. It's a difficult thing, but especially for Phil, because normally, like me, that nobody really knows, I could come out as gay. Now, if I came out as gay to my family, and I'm not, by the way, just to be clear, and if I was, I've always said, if I was gay, I'd be proud of it, and I'd be honest and straight with people, but it probably would be different if I was actually gay, but I would be absolutely proud, right? So, but basically, if I was, and I told my family that, I'd be disowned. There would be no sympathetic arm around the shoulder. That's their beliefs, and they believe being gay, being homosexual, being part of the LGBTQ community is wrong, and that's just how they feel. They probably won't thank me for talking about them in this way, but that's what they believe, and that's what they believe. Luckily for me, well, not luckily for me, because as I say, I'd be proud. But what I'm saying is, it's not something I would want to broach with them, because it'd be very. And this is why. And I'm just giving you an example here why people hide their sexuality, because what you've got to. Last year we lost my mum. All the arguments, all the name calling, and me and my mum argued a lot. She was a challenging lady, and I'm a challenging guy, and I was literally looking after her as I do look after my dad. But then you think, when someone passes away, I never sat her down and told her. I mean, I did tell her that I loved her, but I never thanked her for all the support. She's the only person who really would ever get into bat for me, and it's heartbreaking. And I just think right now, if someone's coming out somewhere bravely, be a bit gentle, even if you don't agree with it, right? If you don't agree with someone being gay, right, just hide it. Be supportive. It's difficult for people because we all know everyone's hiding something. There might be something that you don't want to talk about, right? And you'd hope that when you told the people in your lives, the people that you love, that they would be supportive towards you. And this is what I'm talking about, judgment culture, blame culture. There's nothing to judge a gay man about. Of course there's not. There's nothing to blame a gay man about, right? There's not. But people want to blame people for stuff that there's no reason to blame them for, because everyone has a judgment, an opinion. Everyone comes from different points of view, and everyone thinks their point of view is correct. But we know better. And we know standing in judgment of people can destroy people. It can cause psychological strain. It can cause self-doubt. It can cause anxiety, self-harming. And the worst thing, of course, suicide. Now, luckily for Phil, he's got obviously a lot of people around him. The This Morning team have been very, very supportive, and I've been watching ITV with Yag and Ian and Eamon and Ruth, and it was beautiful. And Even a girl called Kerry rang up and said that Phil's inspired her to come out. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But just remember, Kerry, it all it isn't. I'm going to say something else here, and maybe people won't thank me for saying this, but only come out if you're ready to come out. Don't do it because a celebrity's done it. Always be ready. Think about it. Think about it. Are you ready to tell people? Assert how people are going to react, because you should be able to be gay, straight, bi, trans, anything you want. You should be able to be yourself without having to imagine having to come out, how difficult it is. You have to kind of tell people that you're something that they didn't know you was. And because there's this preconceived notion about it, it's fucking difficult. The sleepless nights people must have before having to come out, it really takes a strain. I mean, and as I say, I'm not gay, but I can just imagine how horrible it is to have to tell people that thing. And so I just say to anyone, don't come out unless you're ready to come out, because that can be a different ballgame. If you're ready, or if you think that someone's found out and you feel you have no choice, but you want your family and friends to know first, then definitely. But if you're not ready, you do it on your own terms. Don't let anyone pressure you. It's not wrong not to come out. If you don't feel the people around you are ready for it, and they're going to make you feel bad about yourself, right? I mean, hiding something that's not a crime, that is not a wrong thing, is a horrible way. But this is what society does to us. This is the way it is. And this was actually going to be a short video, but I saw the news about Phil and I wanted to talk about it. And I wanted to talk about it with all of you because I know there's a good bunch of people. And if you're new and you've just seen me at Phil Schofield, welcome. Please subscribe. I don't normally do videos like this, but I think I'll do a lot more. But I do think it's important. It's important that when someone does come out, that we are supportive no matter our views. That person is doing something so extremely brave. And it's hard for people. It's hard for people to tell their people these things. And as I say, I'm totally shocked. I had no idea. It's none of my business. But I live from a point of view that I think we're all each other's business. I think that's part of the problem why we live in such a self-anxiety way, the way mental health is really affecting us a lot more. Because most of us feel alone. And there's this thing, well, it's none of your business. Well, I think judging people is one thing. That's none of your business. But we all judge people anyway, right? It's all part of the human mentality. But I think we should be curious about each other. We should be there for each other. We should ask people if they're okay, even if they lie to us. We all should always give people an avenue. And I think the most important thing in society, and I think what's great about social media, YouTube, Twitter, and all the rest of them, is that people who are alone can connect with other people. And that's important. If you meet a stranger online, be nice. If you're interacting, if they're in your comment section, be nice. Make friends. Don't be, I don't know you. You could be anyone. Look, no one can reach through your device and hurt you. If you're dumb enough to meet people online, that's your own problem. But always be friendly, because everyone has their personal struggles, even if they wear the best clothes, even if they look beautiful. A bit like me. All right, I'm not beautiful. I'm just being funny. But the thing is, even if you see the most beautiful people who keep on repeating, I love my life's great. Most of the time, the more they post that on social media, the more they're screaming for help. Remember Mike from Love Island as well, very tragic. But I think what Phil has done is extremely brave, commendable, and it's more brave for him. Because as I say, he's a public figure. He's famous. And also we have to think, I don't know if his children are still going to school or if they've left school, but it's going to be tough for them at school because kids are cruel. So there's that avenue to look at as well. But at the end of the day, Phil's done a really good, brave thing. And I salute him for it. I respect him for it. And as I say, it's these days, it's all very well going on the TV and people, tweeting and saying, I've come out and it's this. It's after you come out. That's the problem. That's the issue. That's the challenge. It's dealing with people's everyday judgments, because obviously it's not just that Phil's famous, It's not just that he's come out as gay, but also that he's married with children. Now, so there may not be homophobic negativity. Of course, there will be. There's a lot of homophobic people out there. But I think there's going to be the other side of the people thinking, hang on a minute, you're a married man with children, and, you know, at the end of the day, the guy can't help being gay, right? Now, I don't want to get into the morality if he knew he was gay and he was married. Look, people go through stuff. People do things. We all do things that are wrong, or we all do questionable things. But who am I, or who are you to say who's right and who's wrong? He's made his choices. He's come out. He deserves the support, right? He's not hurt anyone as far as we know. He's never killed anyone. He's just come out as gay. And what he needs now is reassurances, because this is really going to be hard for him. As I say, it's after you come out that the real challenges begin. And I just feel that ultimately we should support each other. Whatever we do, whoever we are, every single human being will have something that you don't know about. And they're desperate to tell you, and they're scared of your reaction. So please like, share and subscribe. Please comment down below. And just to feel Schofield, if you ever see this video, you have been in my childhood, you have been in my adulthood, you're a great journalist, you're a great presenter, and I hope to see you on This Morning every single day, Mondays to Fridays, or shall I say, is it Mondays to Thursdays, because Eamon and Ruth take the reins on a Friday, don't they? But yeah, I'm a big fan of yours, Phil, and I'm proud of you. Okay, I shall see you again in the next video.